right field. It is
Adios,
high,
amigo.
It is far, and it is gone.
Holy cow.
Zane Harris crushed that one.
A long drive towards right center field, and it's gone in the trees.
Hit from Braithwaite. Swung on and missed, and the ball game is over. The Harbor Hawks have defeated the Katuitt Kettleers.
That one is a good long drive towards left field, and gone!
One final time for the 2021 season. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us at Judy Walden Scarafile Field, Lincoln Revill alongside Austin, DeCouta for the final home game of the 2021 season. And it's bound to be a good one. The Harbor Hawks taking on the Bourne Braves tonight in tonight's game in Austin. We've played the Braves 5 times recently up until tonight. And each time it seems that the Harbor Hawks have improved against the Braves, and tonight we're looking to take our first win against the Braves this season.
Yeah, the Braves come into the game at first place in the Western Division at 24-8-3, and the Braves have had a phenomenal season all season long. They've got out in ball games early. They've come back and had a few late walk-off wins, too. They're a good all-around ball club, and they've had a strong season start to finish.
We're looking forward to a great game tonight. The Harbor Hawks, of course, in their last time against the Braves at Bourne Park, actually we're leading the Braves into the last inning and then ended up with a walk-off 8-7 loss to the Braves in a truly heartbreaking loss. But before our final game tomorrow night in Wareham, we're looking to take one last home game win against these Braves tonight. And we're about to get underway here as the Harbor Hawks have taken the field. We're just about ready to start here. But first, Austin, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Bourne Braves.
Christian Knapczyk will be in the leadoff spot today and playing shortstop. Batting second is Max Anderson, the first baseman. Batting third is the catcher Dalton Rushing. Batting fourth, Benjamin Huber, the DH. Batting fifth, Hunter Jump, the right fielder. Batting sixth, the third baseman Logan Jarvis. Batting seventh, Zach Agnos at second base. We've seen him over at third before this year. And batting eighth, Nick Goodwin, the left fielder. And batting ninth, Lucas Costello, the center fielder. And on the mound tonight for the Braves is a left-handed pitcher, Kelsey Ward.
A very talented Braves starting lineup as the Braves were the first team in the Cape League to clinch a spot in the playoffs, and they also were the first team to clinch their division as they clinched the Western Division. I believe it was last week when they clinched. Of course, the Brewster Whitecaps clinching the East after last night's win against the Harbor Hawks. Marc Adamiak is going to be on the mound for the Harbor Hawks in tonight's game, and we're looking forward to some good stuff from him tonight.
He's been solid. He started the season off as a relief pitcher for Hyannis, but after the Harbor Hawks lost a few guys to the MLB draft, including Hunter Dula, and a couple other their original starters, Seth Halverson as well, Andrew Baker. Adamiak started, and he's said that he wants to be a starter long-term. He's had a few good outings, and he's been really effective in ball games. He doesn't walk a lot of guys, and he features a power fastball. His fastball is sitting around 96, and he really has good command of it as well, which is key when you throw that hard. A lot of guys can get, carried away with their fastball. They can throw it as hard as they can and not find the zone, but Adamiak at 96, that fastball at times sits around 94. He can still locate it, too.
Adamiak, coming from the University of Arkansas, has a 4.84 ERA on the season. This is going to be his 10th appearance of the season, his 5th start in 22 1/3 innings. He's allowed 20 hits, 15 runs, 12 of which were earned, and he's struck out and walked 15 each.
Looking to cut down on the walks tonight and try to get through this tough Braves lineup.
First pitch coming in just a bit outside, bringing the count to 1-0, and we are underway here for the final time from Judy Walden Scarafile Field.
Not the final time this season, of course, with the road game tomorrow against Wareham, and I'll miss McKeon Park. It's been fun here.
Yeah, it has. McKeon Park, a beautiful baseball field as that one is lofted out towards the third base side. That's going to be Luke Mann coming underneath it and making the grab for out number 1 as Knapczyk goes down to 0 for 1.
That is a terrific play by Luke Mann. That is a impressive amount of ground he had to cover at the last second to reach back and grab it as it neared the wall. What a play by Luke Mann.
Max Anderson now stepping up to the plate at first base for the Bravos tonight. Anderson coming into tonight's game with a .293 average. Has 34 hits. He's scored 19 times. Also has 3 home runs and 13 ribbies.
He's been playing well on the road in addition to playing well at Bourne Park, the home of the Braves. He has a 9-game road hitting streak coming into this one. So a guy who not only can hit at home at Bourne Park, that .293 average to show for it, but on the road he's very comfortable as well.
Along with that .293 average, Anderson also sporting a .339 on-base percentage. So he's finding ways to reach base pretty often this season. Count now even at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Adamiak shakes off a sign. Likes what he sees from Ryan Proto behind the dish as the 1-1 pitch comes home. Lofted out towards right field. That's going to be Clark Elliott coming underneath it. Moving a little bit back, but ends up making the grab for out number 2.
Good start for Adamiak and the Harbor Hawks. 2 up, 2 down, and the Braves possess a very tough top of the order. So for him to get the first 2 is impressive. And Adamiak in the
So sorry about those technical difficulties. We are back here from McKeon Park with 2 away, runner on second. That is Dalton rushing after hitting a stand-up double with 2 away. And now Benjamin Huber at the plate, sporting a 1-1 count. Of course, Marc Adamiak on the rubber as he comes set, brings the 1-1 home, and that one's lofted and fouled. Count moves to 1-2 with 2 away.
good fastball in there on the hands by Adamiak, 91 miles an hour. Huber very late on that one. Adamiak can reach up to 94, 95, and we've seen him even hit 96 a couple of times this year. So I'd maybe go back to that pitch up and in, try to really jam Huber.
We have seen some great speed from Adamiak this season. He's ready, looking for that 1-2 pitch from Proto. He likes what he sees. He gives the nod, comes set. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Called. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Strikeout number 1 for Marc Adamiak to end the top half of the first inning. Braves strand 1 as we head to the bottom of the first. But before we head to the bottom of the first inning, Austin, it has been a fun 2021 season. We've had a lot of laughs and I'd say quite a fun experience this season.
It's been a good time for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And to show y'all just what fun that we have a little bit of a if you've been keeping up with the team, of course you've seen Hawk Talk episodes, and we actually have a little bit of a blooper reel from the good and the bad Hawk Talk times that we've had. Take a look.
Our sideline reporter,
we have an incredible versatility.
Alongside me,
5th inning RBIs. We'll head to the Rockies.
For our producer, Matt Dang it.
Out of Marc and here at Eldridge Park, what park? Matt Noah, and my partner tonight.
We're currently tied. No, we're not. Ended up with.
I'm like, sir.
Sleep. We had a couple. Sorry. We had a couple of. Leave it. Thank you for watching. And it has been quite a ride this season. One summer that I definitely will never forget. We're here for now the bottom half of the first inning as the Braves have taken the field. And going through that starting lineup now for the Harbor Hawks, Clark Elliott starting us off out in right field. Dom Johnson will be out in center, batting in the 2-hole, followed by Luke Mann, the third baseman. Nick Romano, the DH, will be in the cleanup spot, followed by Zane Harris, the first baseman. Ryan Proto, the catcher, will be in the 6-hole. Mitch Hardigan, the left fielder, will be in the 7-hole, followed by Trent Taylor at second. And Ryan Romano will be bringing up the rear in the 9-hole to finish us off tonight.
Harbor Hawks coming off of being shut out last night in Brewster. A tough game. The Brewster pitching just got the best of him. McElvain was phenomenal. The right-hander from Vanderbilt with 5 shuttered innings, followed by a good outing from the Brewster bullpen. So the Harbor Hawks looking to get out early and often against Ward tonight. Kelsey Ward, of course, the left-handed pitcher for the Braves. Just 1 inning pitched under his belt this season, so we'll see if the Harbor Hawks can get to him early, as he does not have a ton of experience pitching against Cape hitting so far.
Kelsey Ward, 6'2", 195 pounds, coming from Embry-Riddle University. This is going to be his 3rd appearance and his first start of the season. So we'll see just how he does coming out of the gates. He'll have to face a pretty tough Harbor Hawks lineup, especially the first 5 batters, really, especially dangerous, as Clark Elliott, Dom Johnson, and Luke Mann are due up to start this inning off for the Harbor Hawks. This is Clark Elliott, of course, stepping into that left-handed box. as Ward from the windup comes home with the first pitch. That one misses outside for ball 1.
Elliott, of course, had his on-base streak end last night, unfortunately for him, but it was 20 games. And he was getting on base on a nightly basis, and see if he can finish off strong the next 2 games.
The 1-0 is fouled off, bringing the count now 1 ball and 1 strike to Elliott. Now Elliott finishing with so far the second highest on-base streak in the league at 20 games. Of course, that was Jake Thompson of the Whitecaps, who we played last night, extending his streak to 21 games after last night's game. He holds the record for this season. Of course, both Thompson and Elliott nowhere close to the actual on-base streak record, as that streak stands at 34 games.
That one may never be broken again.
It may not.
That's such a tough streak, 34 games.
Yeah. And in such a 34 games out of what it used to be 44 game seasons, as that one's ripped back up the middle. That's going to be picked up by the shortstop Knapczyk. The throw to first is offline, and Elliott reaches with an infield single to start us off.
Yeah, good things happen when you put the ball in play, and with Elliott's speed, no surprise he's able to beat that one out, and the Harborhawks have their leadoff man on. Good start here for Hyannis, and a good chance to capitalize on that. With Elliott's speed over at first, he could be trying to steal second at some point.
Elliott, of course, ended last night's game at 0 for 4. He's already doing it 100% better than last night at 1 for 1 as Dom Johnson steps up to the plate. Johnson in last night also batted in the 2-hole. He ended 2 for 4 on his line as the first pitch misses up and away for ball 1. Back pick over to first, not in time. Johnson will be out in center field. He was out in center field as well. An unfamiliar sight, as usually we'll see Elliott out in center field, but Elliott taking a turn in right.
And Elliott over at first base, tied for second in stolen bases on the Harborhawks. He is 7 for 7 this season. Of course, he joined the team a bit late, so a full season he could very well be in the lead. And the guy in first is actually at the plate right now, with Dom Johnson being 12 for 13. So speed on first and speed at the plate.
The 1-0 is fouled off, bringing the count even out at 1-1. Johnson this season from Kansas State, batting .272 coming into tonight's game, including 2 homers, 11 RBI, 4 doubles, and 2 triples.
He has real good speed, as mentioned, and good power to go with it.
The 1-1 is swung on, fouled off. That's going to head way out of play behind the crowd. So that brings the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes with nobody out.
And Johnson's really picked it up the second half of the year as well. He has a 4-game hitting streak coming into tonight.
The 1-2 misses down low, 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Johnson within the leaders in average home runs and RBI for the Harborhawks. He's ranked 4th in average, 4th in home runs, and 3rd in RBI. The 2-2 lined over towards short. That's going to be picked up actually by the third baseman Jarvis. Throw to second is in time. Throw to first is a bit late as Johnson beats out the throw, showing off his speed. They get Elliott over at second for 1, but Johnson beats out the throw and the double play.
Hit that one a bit off the end of the bat over in between short and third, and good range by Jarvis to get to that ball and shovel it to second. Good athletic play.
Luke Mann now at the plate, playing at third base for the Harborhawks tonight. Ended 0 for 3 last night. He reached on a walk in his first appearance. After that, struck out, grounded out, and flew out. He's in that left-handed box as the pitch comes in. Breaking ball finds the zone at 72 miles an hour from Ward for strike 1.
Luke Mann tied for second in the Cape Cod Baseball League in RBI with 26. The leader, Tyler Locklear, has 27 of Orleans, so Mann still in play for the RBI crown.
Luke Mann also leading the Harborhawks in home runs and RBI. He has 5 homers, 26 RBI, as Austin mentioned. Both of those over twice as many as the second place Harborhawk.
What's especially impressive is this is game number 29 for Mann. He hasn't played in every game. Early in the year, he's getting some regular rest.
Runner goes from first, throw down to second, gets past the glove of Knapczyk as Dom Johnson steals yet another base, and he's now at second.
13th of the year, 13 for 14. And he hasn't been caught yet going from first to second or second to third. He was picked off once, picked off of first, so he has real good speed. It's tough to throw him out. Amongst the leaders in stolen bases.
Chance for Luke Mann's 27th RBI here. He's standing on second base. Runner goes from second, actually. Ball in the dirt. Check swing not in time, as the umpire says he did go. Throw to first is in time for out number 2, but Johnson extending over to third now.
Yeah, Johnson would have been safe easily either way, but unfortunately Mann goes around. Johnson's still on third now and a good chance to bring him home.
Now 2 away. Nick Romano stepping up to the plate.
Romano's been very productive in these situations, driving in runs in his short time with the team. Seems like he comes through a lot with runners on early in ball games. We saw it against DeCouta.
First pitch from Ward is lofted and fouled. That heads out of play.
And the good thing about Romano is he hits to all fields as well. He's not somebody who tries to pull everything. He's hitting .289 since joining the team with 6 runs batted in. In his short time with Hyannis, he's done a good job. He's had a few hits to right field and a couple of his hits back up the middle. A guy who really has power every way.
In just 10 games, Romano with 6 RBI as that one drops down low for ball 1, 1-1 the count. Ward, of course, with a beautiful breaking ball that we saw. He got man on with that drop third strike. He brings it home once again. Very appetizing pitch. Good job from Romano being able to hold off of that one. 2-1 now the count. The Osprey here from McKeon Park also shouting their words of encouragement to the Harbor Hawks. Very chatty today are the Osprey.
They're loud.
The 2-1 misses inside, 3-1.
Good hitters count for Romano, 3-1 the count, and they're probably sitting fastball here looking for something. Ward's going to try to go either hard in or try to get that outside corner. Romano has to be ready to take it the other way.
The 3-1 lofted, that's hit well towards center field. That's Costello ranging back, and that is gone! Nick Romano with his first long ball of the season, and it is a big one. Harbor Hawks take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Well, Romano got the outside fastball, and he was ready for it. Takes it to right center field, and him being able to hit to all fields comes into play. That one was a ways up there, as you saw out in center field. Costello just stopped and looked up, and it was gone. Romano, I think, knew it off the bat. The dugout knew it. And after a few steps, Costello knew it. A big hit for Romano.
A fast start for the Harbor Hawks here as they take an early 2-0 lead. And now Zane Harris at the plate watches that one go outside for ball 1. Now, of course, the Harbor Hawks, the last time we met the Braves, took an early lead off of a home run from Luke Mann. Of course, that was just a solo shot. The 1-0 breaking ball, swing and a miss from Harris. Another beautiful curveball at 71 miles an hour.
Good movement on that pitch. Looks a bit like a slurve, like a slider kind of curve. The movement on it.
From the windup, Ward brings that one home. That's fouled off for a 1-2 count now to Harris.
He's thrown that pitch a couple times in a row now. Harris timed that one up a bit better, so he might try to come back with something hard on the inside part of the plate.
Harris from Wright State batting .206. He's got 2 doubles on the season, 1 homer, and 9 RBI. As the 1-2 misses outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs now the count.
And rushing it set up low in the zone there, but not outside, and he tried to shoot that, tried to pull it a little bit too much. Did Ward, and fortunately missed way outside. We'll see where they go in 2-2.
The tiebreaker. Shattered bat as that heads over towards third. Jarvis throws on the run. The throw to first is in time. And the Bat Boys have some work to do picking up shards of wood as we head to the second. Harbor Hawks up 2-0. But before we head down, we're actually going to talk with our sideline reporter, Taylor Farmer, who caught up with Gary Calhoun before today's game.
Coach, your first summer managing this team, what have you enjoyed most about working with these guys?
Well, probably just getting to know well, it seems like about 50 new people, but 35 to 40 new guys, and hopefully creating relationships that last my lifetime, which is going to be a lot shorter than theirs, God willing. But that's the fun of it, You end up acquiring friends, you hope.
Now, obviously, some roster changes throughout the summer, but how have you seen your team improve?
Well, we've as far as attitude and hustle, etc., that's been consistent. And with a season like this, which is, as far as the wins and losses in some of the scenarios, losing players in abundance due to the draft, it was tough. And it's one of the toughest seasons I've ever endured as far as that goes. But just the fact that they're playing like they're in first place. So that in itself has been enjoyable.
So what similarities or maybe differences have you seen coaching this team in this league compared to all the other teams and leagues that you coached?
Well, there's an abundance of talent in this league, and the background I have in pro ball, obviously you see that kind of talent, which is kind of neat. There's that much here that it's more than most of the other leagues combined sometimes, but probably that perspective is probably the most unique thing about the Cape Cod League.
Right, well, thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Here at McKeon Park, alongside Coach Calhoun, I'm Taylor Farmer, Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Another fantastic interview from our sideline reporter, Taylor Farmer. Be sure to check up throughout the game for more hits from her, and also watch our YouTube page for a post-game interview coming up from Taylor after tonight's game as well. Ryan Proto tossing it down to second as we are ready to go here for the top of the second inning. Harbor Hawks with an early 2-0 lead after a 2-run long ball from Nick Romano into center field.
Yeah, what a shot by Romano, and that's a great way to get your team the lead earlier. Make Marc Adamiak a little bit more comfortable on the mound after a good first inning. Let's see if he can come back with a solid second here.
Marc Adamiak back on the mound. He toes the rubber, kicks in, comes home, finds his own for strike one to start us off. Due up is Hunter Jump starting off, followed by Logan Jarvis and Zach Agnos.
Some new names in the Braves lineup, as we haven't seen Jump, Huber, or Jarvis before.
Now Jarvis, I'm wondering if he's related to Wareham's Jim Jarvis. You don't hear about the Jarvis last name very much. The 0-2 from Adamiak lofted out towards left center field. That's going to be Hardigan coming back near the warning track and making the grab for out number one.
Good range by Mitch Hardigan there, and a solid pitch by Marc Adamiak. Was struck pretty well, but he got under it a bit. Good out number one. This will be Logan Jarvis's first at-bat of the year.
Logan Jarvis just activated from the Bravos. Standing at 6'3", 225 pounds, the senior at Belmont University. He's ready to go, sporting a simple piece of lumber, that light colored handle, black barrel. Now, Austin, we've seen some simple colored bats. We've also seen some pretty interesting colored bats, as we saw one that was a bright red barrel earlier on in the season. Of course, Zane Harris and now Clark Elliott sporting that bright blue barrel. Which one do you like more? Do you like the simple colored bats, or do you like the more interesting colors?
I just like the simple wood-colored ones, just the plain.
Austin, a simple man, as the 2-0 swung on and missed for a 2-1 count.
Logan Jarvis is not related to Jim Jarvis on Wareham.
Jarvis is going to be at third base as the 2-1 from Adamiak misses down low, gets away from Proto a bit, as that brings count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Adamiak, as I mentioned earlier, 15 walks. He struck out now 16 after he struck out Huber to finish the top of the first. Looking to make his way back as the 3-1 is ripped down the first base side, foul. Brings count to full. Now going around the horn on the umpire side, Marc Furtado at home plate, Jeff Kinney over at first, and at third base, a familiar friendly face as Sparky Burns
He's back.
is over at first.
On that last pitch for Adamiak to Jarvis, that was surprising to me because it's rare you see a guy out in front on a 93-mile-per-hour fastball as Jarvis pulled it down the first baseline. So not a bad spot to come back off speed on 3-2 if you can locate.
3-2 fastball, swung on and missed.
That was a
Actually,
terrific. That was a changeup from Adamiak. What a pitch. I mean, he knew that Jarvis was out in front on the fastball at 93, so you come back with something. His changeup's still pretty effective. It's about 88. I mean, he throws it hard, throws it just like a fastball inside part of the plate. It has movement to dip down in the zone, and Jarvis just swings right over the top of it like Adamiak wanted.
A deceiving pitch even to myself, as now 2 away, and Zach Agnos digs into the right-handed box. First pitch is a breaking ball, called strike at 71 miles an hour.
Marc Adamiak's going to be a good starting pitcher.
He's got some
great difference in speed between his pitches.
fastball coming in around 94, 96, as you said earlier. That breaking ball that we just saw at 71. That next pitch at 80 miles an hour. Just a fantastic change. Over 20 miles an hour of difference on some of those pitches.
You can throw that breaking ball anywhere from 76 to 80. The fastball up to 96, like we said, and that changeup anywhere from 85 to 88. So good range of speed on all his pitches.
A good-sized crowd here from McKeon Park for the final home game of the season. Clark Elliott, who we saw in the first inning, his parents made the drive out from Chicago to support their son.
Dad here as well.
1-2, swung on and missed. Adamiak retires the side in order, striking out 2 of the 3 as we head now to the bottom half of the second inning. Hawks up 2-0 on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
This is your time to change your career, to follow your dream. Curry College continuing in graduate studies. Tomorrow is coming. Be ready.
For the bottom half of the second inning, I apologize for the late start as there's one away with Ryan Proto, who just went down swinging for out number 1, as Mitch Hardigan now steps in for his first appearance. Sorry for those technical difficulties. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kelsey Ward to start off the bottom half of the second as Proto and now Mitch Hardigan go down with strikeouts, as that is strikeout number 3 for Ward. And with 2 away, that is Trent Taylor stepping up to the plate. Taylor in the 8 hole at second base for the Harbor Hawks tonight, sporting that UCF helmet, black helmet with the gold UCF lettering across the front.
Ward's had great command tonight. No walks yet and hasn't thrown a lot of balls. He's been in the zone and around the zone. Unfortunately for him, he missed over the plate a bit as he tried to get the outside corner to Nick Romano, and he was on the outside corner. Romano just knew that's where the pitch was going, and he drove it the other way. Just a better piece of hitting for that 2-run shot, and Hyannis with that 2-0 lead. A good start for the Hawks.
And the 0-1. Taylor tried to check his swing, but he couldn't do it. 0-2 the count.
That's a great backdoor breaking ball from Ward. Comes on the back foot of right-handed hitters. This Ward, the left-handed pitcher, really knows how to get it buried in the zone. Now 0-2, 2 away. Good chance for him to go back to that pitch and try to strike out the side in order.
Seen some fantastic breaking pitches from Ward as he brings the 0-2. Fastball that's lofted towards shallow right field. That's going to be Agnos calling everybody back, and he'll make the grab for out number 3. The Braves strike back with a 1-2-3 inning of their own as we head to the third. Harborhawks up 2-0. Nick Goodwin set to start us off here for the Bravos here in the top of the third inning. He'll be followed by Lucas Costello and Christian Knapchek, the 8, 9, and 1-hole hitters for the Braves coming up. Marc Adamiak towing the rubber for his third inning of work as he comes in from the windup. That one misses up high for ball 1. Adamiak, ready, brings that one down low. 2 balls and no strikes to count. That was Adamiak's 26th pitch of this outing.
He's on a good pace to go deep into this ball game. Just 24 pitches through 2 innings. That's a good rate. 12 pitches an inning. You're looking to keep it under about 15 to 17 at this level. Pro pitchers are in that 10 to 15 an inning range, so they can go deep.
2-0 now the count. Adamiak ready. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 2-0 now the count to Goodwin.
It's a good pitch. 82 miles per hour on what looked to be a changeup low in the zone.
Nick Goodwin at Kansas State, batting .215 on the season. In 14 hits, he has 5 RBI, including 1 home run. That one misses. Now count moves now to 3-1 to Goodwin. Adamiak looking to avoid his first walk of the night. He's got 3 strikeouts on his line so far. The pitch misses low, ball 4. Goodwin reaches to start us off here in the top of the third with the first free base given from Adamiak tonight. That's going to bring Lucas Costello to the plate. Costello.
Important at bat here for Adamiak to bounce back after you lose the leadoff man. On a walk, you need to come back strong here. You can't afford the 8-9 guys to get on with the top of the order looming.
Costello, the Wake Forest Demon Deacon, sporting that Wake Forest helmet. Brings home the first pitch, and that one is fouled off for strike 1. I've always wondered this. What exactly is a Demon Deacon? Do you know at all?
No idea.
Any idea? What is a deacon in general? What is a deacon?
Isn't it a church figure?
Is it? Oh.
Well, I know it is.
That's kind of.
I don't know if that's what the deacon is that they're using.
Yeah, that's kind of a little.
Well, it might be a different deacon.
Kind of, I guess, best and worst of both worlds. Like a demon church person.
Well, I don't know if that's the name of the deacon.
Interesting. Yeah. The 0-1 misses for ball one. 1-1 now the count. Now the Demon Deacon, possibly a very good oxymoron if you think about it. Nick Goodwin standing on first after walking. If you're just joining us, Lincoln Revill alongside my good friend Austin DeCouta here from Judy Walden Scarafile Field for the final home game of the 2021 season for the Harbor Hawks. Of course, tomorrow night is our scheduled finale of the season against the Wareham Gatemen. And that game tomorrow night will be an audio-only broadcast as we are traveling to Wareham. One last game in the cage for me and Austin. The 1-1 swung on and missed. 1-2 now the count.
Great at-bat here for Adamiak on the mound. Good bounce back.
Adamiak ready with his 33rd pitch of the outing. Count at 1-2. Takes a look over at first, another quick look, and comes home. That one gets past Proto behind the plate. That's going to allow Goodwin to reach second easily. He rounds the base.
Yeah, Proto was set up, looked like down and in, and that one was down and out. So he tried to reach across his body to get it, but it pulled Proto and goes by him. And now you have a runner in scoring position with still nobody out here, and a good chance for the Braves to battle back into this one.
Yeah, and of course, that ball coming in at such high speeds, around 94, 96 miles an hour, that didn't really give Proto a lot of time to react and try to grab the pitch, as, like you said, he was set up on the complete other side of the plate. Count even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adamiak set, ready with the tie-breaking pitch, looking for his first strikeout and first out of the inning, as that one's grounded over to short, picked up by Ryan Romano. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. Meanwhile, Nick Goodwin is going to extend over to third, and he's 90 feet away from cutting this Hawks lead in half.
Well, Costello does his job and advances the runner. Now, 90 feet away with 1 out. If you're the Braves, a lot of different things come into play here. Ground out to the right side, he's scoring. A fly ball to the outfield, he's scoring. And a pass ball also brings him home. So a lot of ways for them to get that runner in.
Now 1 away. It's going to bring the top of the lineup, Christian Knapczyk. Knapczyk is 0 for 1. He had a fly out in foul territory that Luke Mann ended up making a great catch out near the warning track. This count to him moves now to 0-1. Of course, when Knapczyk fouled that ball off in his first appearance, the count was at 1-0. So we'll see if this opposite count makes a difference at all. Adamiak, the right-hander, comes set. The 0-1 misses up high. Count now evens out. 1 ball and 1 strike to count with 1 away. The Braves, so far, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Hawks, on the other hand, 2 runs and 2 hits. Also, no errors so far in tonight's game. It is very early, still only the top of the third, so lots of room for both runs, hits, and hopefully the Harbor Hawks errors will be limited tonight, as that one misses up high for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now the count to Knapczyk.
Knapczyk's been one of the best hitters all season, made a name for himself in the top of the Braves lineup, batting .323 coming into the game with 10 runs batted in. That average now down to .321, but he's been in the lineup almost every day, and it's just a pure hitter.
Knapczyk from South Carolina. As the 2-1 is grounded over towards short. That's going to be picked up by Romano. Throw to first once again is in time. A low grab from Harris, but good for out number 2. Meanwhile, that'll score a run for the Braves as Goodwin comes in from third. And the Hawks now lead by 1 run, 2-1 the score.
Nice job by Knapczyk to get the run home, and does his job on the RBI ground out. That's all you need to do is put the ball in play, hit it hard somewhere. And the Braves are inching a bit closer now, cutting the lead in half.
After Knapczyk's 6-3 ground out, Max Anderson is going to step up to the plate, sporting an all light-colored bat. As he takes a big hack at the first pitch, but can't find it. Count moves now to 0-1 to the first baseman.
Anderson, another Brave near the 300 mark on the season.
That one's lofted out towards shallow right field. That's going to be Elliott coming under it along with Taylor. Taylor's going to call everybody off and make the grab for out number 3 as the Braves score 1 and cut the Harbor Hawks lead in half as we head to the bottom of the 3rd on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here now for the bottom half of the 3rd inning as Ryan Romano is set to start us off. But before we get started, a quick word from Curry College. Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through their division of continuing education and graduate studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu. Romano now with a 2-0 count.
Good start tonight for the Harbor Hawks, coming in and facing the first-place Braves, a team that's been a team on streaks this year. They've had a winning streak of 8 games. They've had a winning streak of 6 games. They know how to compile wins in bunches, and the Harbor Hawks getting out early to a 2-0 start, now 2-1. It's important. It's important to get out early against a team like this because when the Braves get ahead of somebody, they will just keep piling it on. And especially in those games when they're ahead, Lincoln, they have a bullpen that's so deep, and they tend to throw certain guys when they're winning. Obviously, their closer, Eric Adler's, you want to avoid him if you can. He's been sensational all season for the Braves, and you just need to avoid those guys if possible. Adler with 7 saves and an ERA under 1.
Clark Elliott now at the plate, sporting, as we mentioned earlier, Zane Harris, of course, had a light-colored handled bat with that bright blue barrel. He broke it in last night's game against the Whitecaps. Elliott now sporting one of the exact same kind, the light-colored handle, light blue, the bright blue barrel, and that bright orange logo.
Romano good speed at first, 7 for 7 on stolen bases in himself.
Elliott launches that one over the head of Knapczyk. That's going to drop for a base hit. Romano is going to extend over to second, and Elliott now 2 for 2 with a pair of singles tonight.
Well, he came into the game with an 11-game home on-base streak. He now advances it to a 12 on-base streak at home, and he was batting .405 over the last 11 home games. So continues to just hit well here at McKeon Park.
Yeah, that on-base streak is going to end for Elliott at 12 games, of course, as today is the last home game of the season. He just bumped his average on the season up to .337, now at 2 for 2. That brings Dom Johnson to the plate. Now, of course, the Braves, as we mentioned, are quite an accomplished team. Of course, the Braves will be starting the playoffs of the 2021 season on Friday, and they'll be battling the Cotuit Kettleers for that for that West Division championship.
Should be an exciting matchup between those two teams. A couple of very solid teams this year. Of course, Bourne in first place after a fantastic start to the year. And DeCouta has had a strong second half to get them into that playoff spot. They had a little losing streak in between, but were able to pull it out in the end.
Yeah, DeCouta and the Falmouth Commodores coming down pretty much to the wire up until the past couple of games. And, of course, the Kettleers got a lot of help by defeating the Commodores 2 games in a row, pretty much effectively knocking the Commodores out of contention. As the count to Johnson now at 0-2. Ward takes a look over at Romano at second, then comes home. That one's lofted out towards right center field. That's going to be Costello making the grab. Romano tags, but he will stay at second as that is one away, runners on first and second.
That one too shallow for anybody to advance on it. Unfortunately for Johnson, got that one on the handle a bit. But a good chance for Luke Mann to try to come through here and tie up that RBI lead in the league.
Luke Mann at the plate, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Had that drop third strike for the first strikeout of the night for Ward. Ward, of course, now at 3 strikeouts after back-to-back to start the bottom of the second to Proto and Hartigan. Mann looking to extend his RBI to at least 27. As that one bounces past Rushing, he will have no throw anywhere as both runners will advance a base. Elliott now at second and Romano now standing at third.
Good base running by the pair, Romano and Elliott, as they saw that that one was low in the dirt, got a good read on it, and they advanced their secondary leads all the way up into advancing to the next base, and Rushing didn't see where that one went, so now the double play is not in order, and a good chance here to get a run.
RBI 27 and 28, both in scoring position as there's a long drive, way foul. But it had the distance. Thought we might have had. Oh, never mind. It actually bounced off the front of the top of the wall there.
It did, in fact, not have the distance.
Yeah, it looked very.
Well,
it looked very good.
He broke his bat on it. It hit him on the handle, and I'm surprised it went that far.
Yeah, coming off the bat, it looked like it was going way out in foul territory, and then it just bounced off the top of the wall. So,
about
a little bit of a
25 to 30 feet short.
I'd say that's the broadcast version of an early bat flip.
There you go.
The 1-1. Now is Mann back in that left-handed box. Ward brings it home. Spiked in the dirt. Good stop from Rushing. That breaking ball, 74 miles an hour, brings the count to 2-1.
Well, in Luke Mann's first at-bat, he went down swinging on a pitch similar to that. He's showing some more discipline at the plate this at-bat, not chasing that pitch by Ward. He has a good breaking ball. It really dips off the outside part of the plate. It's very tough on left-handed hitters, especially to a guy like Luke Mann.
2-1. Ball called strike on the outside corner of the plate. That outside corner been called quite a few times. If you're just joining us, the Braves have cut the lead by the Harbor Hawks in half. Now 2-1 the score. 2-2. High drive out towards right field. That's heading towards foul territory. The trio of Agnos, Anderson, and Jump come over, and that is going to be caught for out number 2. Throw home. Play at the plate is not going to be in time as Romano comes home. Elliott now on his way. The play at the plate is not in time. 2 more runs come in on a sacrifice fly from Luke Mann, and the Harbor Hawks extend their lead to 4-1.
Well, good things happen when you put the ball in play. Romano scores on the sac fly and a little bit of a blunder, as that one hits off the glove of Rushing, allowing Elliott to come home, as nobody seemed to be covering the plate, and the Harbor Hawks will take it. 2 runs come home, and Luke Mann picks up an RBI.
Now Luke Mann, 2 RBI on the night, as Romano steps up to the plate. This is Nick Romano. Of course, he's 1 from 1. I've had so far the at-bat of the night, that 2-run home run that gave the Harbor Hawks their first lead at 2-0. The 1-0 lofted out towards right field. That's heading towards foul territory as well. That's going to be Agnos making the grab, as that one jumped into fair territory once again, and Agnos had to reach back to make the grab, but he does for out number 3. Harborhawks add 2 more and lead 4-1 heading to the 4th on the Harborhawks Baseball Network. Back here now for the top of the 4th inning. Before we get started, we're going to toss it on down to our sideline reporter, Taylor Farmer. Taylor, what's going on?
Thanks, guys. Many fans in attendance for tonight's last home ball game, as you can see behind me. Hyannis is actually 2nd in the league in fan attendance, averaging just under 2,000 fans per game. A big shout out to all the fans who come and join us at McKeon Park, and a big thank you to all of you watching on the broadcast for supporting the Hyannis Harborhawks. Austin and Lincoln, back to you guys.
Back now for the top of the 4th inning as Adamiak back on the rubber for his 4th inning of work. He'll be facing the 3, 4, and 5 hole hitters and Dalton Rushing, Benjamin Humer, and Hunter Jump. Throw down from Proto. Comes in and we're just about ready to get underway here. Once again, Lincoln Revill alongside Austin DeCouta here from McKeon Park. Harborhawks currently leading the Braves by a score of 4-1 after 2-run innings in the 1st and 3rd innings of play for the Harborhawks.
After that sac fly the last inning, Luke Mann is now tied Tyler Locklear of Orleans for the RBI lead in Cape Cod. 27 for the two of them. We'll see how Locklear does tonight in his game.
Now the first pitch from Adamiak coming to Rushing. Misses for ball 1. Of course, as we mentioned a couple of times, that week where Luke Mann started off his hot streak with making a good running for Cape League Player of the Week, Dalton Rushing ended up receiving that Player of the Week award as he lines that one to second, straight to Taylor for out number 1. Trent Taylor with that catch.
Yeah, I mean, Rushing squared that one up, but unfortunately sometimes in baseball you just hit it right where the defense is, and that one was right at Trent Taylor, only moved about a half step. And a good out number 1 there for Adamiak. You're coming in and facing the 3, 4, 5 now of this Braves order, and you can't afford any of them to get on base. They do damage.
Now Huber, of course, 0 for 1, the first strikeout of the night for Adamiak. Pitch finds the zone on the outside, bringing the count now to 0-1. Adamiak, of course, with 3 strikeouts, 2 of the 3 coming in that 2nd inning. Looking for his 4th with the 0-1. That one finds the zone, strike 2. Ended up getting Huber on a 1-2 count. Doesn't have any balls so far. We'll see what happens with this 0-2 pitch. Just missing.
Ooh.
On the outside. A fantastic pitch there from Adamiak. 1-2 the count once again.
Just missed the outside corner. It's a good call to try and go to that spot. He just missed it. Bring that one a little bit back. You have that one. Maybe they try to double up or bring the slider.
The 1-2. Slider swung on and missed. Huber goes down to 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts as that is out number 2.
He's got a good slider. That was Adamiak. It moves across the zone, and that was the perfect place to throw it right there. Proto sets up outside. Adamiak starts it over the plate. It breaks right into the left-handed batter's box. You get Huber reaching. And 2 up, 2 down for Adamiak, and he's retired now 5 in a row.
Now Hunter Jump at the plate. Adamiak with the pitch. That one lofted and fouled. That's going to head out of play towards the row of Harborhawks fans with lawn chairs. A couple of kids scrambling towards it, and one lucky fan does come away with it.
A very good crowd here at McKeon Park tonight. One of the biggest we've seen this season. Fans coming out to see the Harborhawks at home for the final time this season.
Deal 1 coming in. just missing, bringing the count now even at 1. Of course, the Harbor Hawks sporting the second best average attendance in the Cape League with well over 1,000 at every game so far this season. That one's lofted and fouled, bringing the count to 1 and 2. I'd expect probably, judging by what I'm seeing right now, I'd expect at least 2,000 out of the attendance tonight.
I'd say so.
At least 2,000.
One of our game day interns, Jack, with the foul ball grab on that one, giving it to a kid too.
Adamiak with the 1-2. Lofted. That's going to head out of play towards the crowd. A couple of fans going for it, and no one's going to get it as that rolls underneath the bleachers. Might want to avoid that one, kids. Ooh, one of them braving the underneath. Coming out with the ball with the 1-2 count, coming back. Adamiak from the windup, looking to end this inning with back-to-back strikeouts. Comes home with the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 5 for Marc Adamiak as we head now to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hawks up 4-1. Coming back now, bottom half of the 4th inning is Zane Harris set to start us off here, and we actually have a special guest coming into the booth with us for this bottom of the 4th inning, our Director of Broadcasting, Harrison Meyers. Harrison, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Good.
Fantastic. Yeah, Harbor Hawks off to a great start, as you know.
I'm not complaining about this at all.
Harris, of course, in the left-handed box as Ward brings that one a bit too inside. That hits Harris in the wrist, it looks like, as he'll head on down to first with a free base.
That's not where you want to get hit up on the arm. Tough place to take a pitch. Luckily for Harris, it didn't seem to sting too much.
Harris ready to get running on first base. That'll bring Ryan Proto to the plate.
And while we wait for Proto to warm up here, it may have been mentioned earlier on the broadcast. I'm not sure. I had my ears in and out all game today. But it is intern appreciation night here at the ballpark. So once we get this pitch here, I've got a pitch for you guys.
That one's going to miss high and away, ball 1.
And by pitch, I mean literally, because right behind me here, our good friend Natan is holding a couple of broadcaster gifts for you guys.
Oh.
So Lori, our director of interns, and I have been sneakily getting some baseballs signed by the team.
Hit well to right field, brought on a line drive by Jump for out number 1. Sorry to interrupt you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No, and for each of our 4 broadcasters, our producer Matt Noah, sideline reporter Taylor Farmer, and of course our 2 main guys here, Lincoln Revill and Austin DeCouta, you'll have something to take away from this game and from this season. I know it's something I do every year, and you can put that up on your shelves or throw it out. Do whatever you want with it. But it's all yours now. So we wanted to make sure we got that for you, and we figured what better time to do it than on air with you guys.
Well, thank you very much, Harrison.
We appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, and I want to thank you, of course. I'm sure I speak for our whole broadcast team when I just thank you and just tell you how much we appreciate you bringing us all in and having us work here for the summer. It's been one heck of a summer. So that one's launched over to second. That's going to be Agnos tossing it over to second for one. Over to first is not in time. Hardigan beats out that throw.
Well, I got to say, it's been a pleasure to work with all of you. I look forward to seeing where all of you end up, and I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that we're going to see all three members of our talent team here live on TV doing something amazing one day, and Matt's going to either be on TV or behind the camera doing something impressive. He's the guy who's edited all the videos that you see up on our YouTube page this year, so shouts out to him and to the rest of the group here.
Yeah, Matt, of course, the guy that makes everybody on all of the talent look pretty, of course.
Taylor Farmer in the background with some alternative comments.
Ouch. First pitch from Trent Taylor is launched, and that is long gone. My goodness. A 2-run shot for Trent Taylor. His first of the season, and the Harbor Hawks extend their lead even further. 6-1 now the score.
Well, the UCF boys came to play tonight at McKeon. The tandem of Taylor and Romano, a pair of 2-run home runs, and how about that? That's a way to end your year at home. Get out to an early 6-1 lead on the first-place team in the league and keep pouring it on.
Taylor, of course, only been on the team for a couple of weeks now along with Nick Romano, and both of them have been a great addition to this roster.
And now I'm debating whether I should come off this broadcast. It was only going to be a half inning, but now we've done something significant.
Hey, you can stay on for as long as you want. You're going to be up in the press box the whole time. So
That's true. That's true. I got to say, I've been part of this broadcast since 2011. That was my first couple innings on the broadcast. This is the first time I've been up here for a home run.
Wow,
yeah,
really?
That's the first time I've been on the broadcast and a home run's happened.
Well, then.
If you look back on the last decade of Harbor Hawk baseball, July 4th games haven't necessarily gone our way, which is usually when I make my inning or two appearance. And this has been a lovely change of pace.
And that's going to prompt a pitching change after 6 runs given up from Kelsey Ward. And we're going to take a quick little break on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. We'll be right back. Back here for the remainder of the bottom half of the 4th inning is now Tyler Stewart. Steps up to the mound in relief of Kelsey Ward. He starts this one off with a ball. 1-0 now the count.
A big thank you once again to our Director of Broadcasting, Harrison Meyers, for coming on the broadcast and giving the whole broadcast team a gift, autographed baseballs by the team. Something to commemorate this great summer. Very appreciative of that.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting that from him. So just a bunch of appreciation to him for the little gift and all the fun that we've had this summer. He's been a big part of that as the 2-0 is swung on and missed for strike one. And as was mentioned the other night, this season in the Cape League definitely has been one to remember. I'm sure I speak for all the players, interns around the league when I say that. as the 2-1 finds the zone. 2-2 now the count with 2 away.
Terrific breaking ball there. That one looked like it was going to come in and hit Romano on the hip, but breaks over the plate, finds the zone, and tough pitch there.
Stewart from Southern Miss, as that one is fouled off, keeping the count at 2-2 from Southern Mississippi.
95 on that fastball. That's a common sight now from the bullpen here in the Cape League, which was one of the things that we talked about early in the season with Coach Calhoun and some of the players too. In college, you might not see a lot of guys throwing 95 out of bullpens, but here in the Cape League, everyone's coming in there throwing hard.
That one swung on and missed from Romano. He goes down swinging for out number 3. Harborhawks add 2 off of a long ball from Trent Taylor. We head now to the 5th. Harborhawks up 6-1 on the Harborhawks Baseball Network. Back now, top half of the 5th inning coming from McKeon Park. The Harborhawks up on the Bravos, 6-1 the score into this 5th inning of play as Marc Adamiak steps back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. He'll be facing Logan Jarvis, Zach Agnos, and Nick Goodwin.
Well, Adamiak's been terrific through 4, just 51 pitches on a very good pace to go even deeper into this ball game.
First pitch to Jarvis is launched back. Count moves now to 0-1. Adamiak so far with 5 strikeouts. Only 1 hit given up.
And the big thing is 1 walk, too. So he came into the game with, we said, 15 walks. And to only have 1 through 4 is a very impressive number and shows that he's grown a bit since his last start as he continues to improve every outing.
We've seen Adamiak go as far as 5 innings of work. He'll tie that one if he can finish this inning out as he swings at that 0-2 pitch and can't connect on it. That is strikeout number 6 on the evening for Marc Adamiak, and there's 1 away.
3 in a row he's struck out swinging, and Adamiak has his location working, and the movement on the pitches has been exceptional as well. Really, really impressive start so far for Adamiak. We'll see how deep they let him go, Lincoln. We know a lot of guys have innings limit. Adamiak hasn't thrown a ton over the last 2 years at college, partially due to COVID. So we'll see how long they'll stretch him out here.
Now we know Adamiak arguably doing better in this game than he was at Cotuit whenever he went 5 innings, his longest. During that game at Cotuit, the 2-1 loss that we had against Cotuit last week, he went 5 innings, allowed 2 runs, both of those runs in the first inning, only 3 hits, and he walked 3 as well. So he's improving on every aspect of that game so far, as the count evens out at 1-1 to Zach Agnos, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
Yeah, against DeCouta, it seemed like he was pitching to contact a bit. I mean, his last 2 outings in 9 innings total, he only had 2 strikeouts. Tonight, he's bringing the strikeout pitch, and it starts with the command of his fastball. He's found good command of it. He's able to keep that velocity up, as sometimes in starts it dips a bit, but he's kept that velo up throughout here.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count.
Here comes the slider.
Fastball, 96 on the outside corner. Swing and a miss from Agnos. Number 4 in a row and number 7 on the night. Now for Adamiak.
Perona was setting up down and out, where he set up a lot of times on that slider. It didn't look like he was going to go fastball, but Adamiak comes back with a terrific location of the fastball, something we haven't seen a lot of on 2 strikes to go down and out with the fastball, but he locates it well, and a big out number 2 as he continues to roll through this Braves lineup.
2 away now, and that's Nick Goodwin on the mound, Nick Goodwin at the plate as Marc Furtado calls time from behind the plate. Haven't heard a lot of talking from our good friend Sparky Burns over at third base, as that one's launched and fouled for strike 1.
Yeah, not a lot of action his way.
Yeah. Kind of disappointed. It might be our last time seeing old Sparky out in the field, and just kind of hoping for some calls from him tonight. Of course, there is still time in the ball game. We're not even halfway done with tonight's game yet, as the 0-1 misses down low. That'll even the count at 1. Of course, we know about midway through the game, the real show starts, as Austin will be taking over on the mic.
I wouldn't say that.
The headliner, as that one spiked in the dirt, bringing the count to 2-1. Dugout the bullpen for Hyannis, all quiet. Not even anybody stretching yet, as Adamiak still has a good way to go by the looks of it. That one finds the outside of the zone, evening the count at 2.
That one at 91. It looks like a similar pitch. It's the thing with his fastball. You see it at 91 sometimes, but then on that punch out to Agnos, he threw it at 96. So we'll see where he comes back now, 2-2.
2-2, slider. That's a slider, swung on and missed. Adamiak strikes out the side. He's retired the last 5 by way of the punch out as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Harborhawks up 6-1. Back here now for the bottom of the 5th inning as Clark Elliott steps up to the plate to start us off. And now it's about that time, as for the final time from McKeon Park this season, I pass the play-by-play duties on to Austin DeCouta. Austin?
Thank you very much, Lincoln, and it's been a fun game so far for the Harborhawks, a fun season for us in the Skybox at McKeon Park. The final time we'll be here in the Skybox for some Harbor Hawks baseball this year. Not the final time you'll hear us on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network, as we're in Wareham tomorrow at Spillane Field. Clark Elliott back at the dish for the third time in the ballgame. 2 for 2, a pair of singles, and a run scored. Ahead now in the count, 2-0. Tyler Stewart.
Now's not the time for green lights.
Stewart comes set Elliott's lead at first. Elliott's off on the pitch. Johnson swinging at the pitch and fouls it off, 1-1. Elliott will have to restart from first base. Back here now for the top of the 6th inning from McKeon Park. The Harbor Hawks back in the field. It was Luke Mann who went down looking to end the bottom of the 5th. We're here now for the top of the 6th as the Braves get ready to come back to the plate. Austin DeCouta and Lincoln Revill in the broadcast booth from McKeon Park, overlooking Judy Walden Scarafile Field. As Costello will lead us off, followed by back here as Christian Knapczyk digs in with one away now in the top of the 6th inning. Austin DeCouta and Lincoln Revill in the broadcast booth. Costello led off the inning by grounding out to Trent Taylor over at second base. Marc Adamiak continues to work quickly through this Bourne lineup. The count now 0-1. That one hit on the ground between short and third. It's going to get into left field for a base hit. Just the second hit of the night allowed by Marc Adamiak.
Puts great play from Trent Taylor. He got that ball on the short hop and threw it over to first for out number 1. And with that out number 1, Adamiak has now gone the longest he's ever gone this season at 5 1/3 innings.
Adamiak 5 1/3, 8 punch-outs. Also a season high for the right-hander from Arkansas.
Yeah, up to that single, he had retired 10 straight Braves batters.
A phenomenal night for Adamiak as he looks to face the first base runner he's seen or allowed since the 3rd inning. Max Anderson now at the plate. Anderson 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of flyouts, 1 to right and 1 to second base. Diving back safely is Knapczyk over at first.
Knapczyk over at first, only the 3rd base runner that the Braves have had tonight. They walked in the 3rd inning, which was Goodwin, and then rushing, of course, with that double in the 1st. That was the first hit of the game for the Bravos.
2-0 the count. Knapczyk over at first has a good speed. He's 5 for 6 in stolen base attempts on the year. Adamiak aggressively kicking the rubber, trying to dig out some dirt and get better footing. He gets the signs from his catcher, Ryan Proto. Knapczyk gets his lead at first. The count 2-0. Leg kick from Adamiak. The fastball misses up. 3-0 the count.
There are a couple of Harbor Hawks starting to warm up. So a couple starting to stretch out there in the bullpen. See who those are.
Adamiak from the stretch, the 3-0. Fastball down the middle, 3-1 the count. See if Adamiak can finish his way through the 6th. He's been efficient with 72 pitches on the night.
One of those out there is Sal Fusco. The other one is wearing a hoodie, so I'm not sure who that is.
Looks like the lefty from Louisville, Evan Webster. The 3-1. Fastball called strike, 3-2.
You are right. It is Evan Webster out there. I'm not sure why I didn't look at the face. The, of course, red facial hair from Webster.
3-2, one away. Adamiak has battled back in the count after going down 3-0 to Anderson. Knapczyk over at first after his single. Long pause, the full count pitch. Swing and a miss. The throw to second by Proto is not in time, but a strikeout for Adamiak, and there's 2 away.
And a great throw from Proto there, just a tad late. Good tag attempt there from Romano, but unfortunately it just came up and he couldn't make the tag in time.
Knapczyk picks up stolen base number 6 on the season, which brings up a dangerous hitter in the form of Dalton Rushing. Rushing on the night, 1 for 2, with a double back in the top of the first inning. Unfortunately, he was left stranded over at second base. He'll look to do the opposite to bring home his teammate Christian Knapczyk over on second, as the Braves look to close this gap as the Harbor Hawks lead at 6-1. First pitch to Rushing, misses outside, ball 1.
Rushing leading the Braves in home runs and RBI. Of course, he has 6 home runs on the season, 24 RBI overall. He's got 2 more home runs than second place and 7 more RBI than the second place Braves, so a couple of comfortable leads there for him.
He's been their leader all year in that 3-hole. The Braves lineup top to bottom, though, has good batting average. You don't see a couple of their regulars in tonight. Colby Thomas, one of those who we've seen multiple times this year. 2-0 the count to Rushing as Adamiak has fallen behind here to the Braves catcher. Now 3-0. Adamiak went 3-0 on Anderson, but will able to battle back and get the strikeout. He would love to do the same here to Rushing, but has a little bit of started with Proto behind the plate. Luke Mann over at third, Ryan Romano at short. The UCF tandem of Trent Taylor at second, and Zane Harris at first from Wright State, but Nick Romano, the other UCF player, at DH tonight, and Taylor and Romano each have a 2-run home run. Hardigan in left, Johnson in center, and Elliott in right. The 3-0 misses high for ball 4. Rushing draws the walk, which puts Braves on first and second now with 2 away.
Oh, Coach Korn going to make his way out. We're going to see the Korn effect for at least one more time, hopefully come into play here from McKeon Park.
Good spot here for the Braves to do some damage. Runners on first and second for Huber.
Now, of course, with 2 away here, you're hoping that, of course, Adamiak could just make this a nice, easy ground ball, pop fly, just a nice little out for his defense to just back him up on.
Korn chatting with his catcher Proto and his pitcher Adamiak to try and settle him down a bit after a single and a walk. Adamiak has just allowed 4 base runners tonight, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Korn having a long chat with the home plate umpire Furtado as action in the Harbor Hawk bullpen has ramped up a bit as Evan Webster begins to throw.
He's going to be Webster, and it looks like our new catcher for the Harbor Hawks, the new bullpen catcher is...
That's Bischoff from LaSalle.
They're going to be backed up by Sal Fusco.
Adamiak looking to finish the inning and go 6 strong. 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Knapczyk on second. Rushing on first. Huber at the plate. Huber tonight 0 for 2 with a pair of punchouts. Adamiak comes set. Long look at Knapczyk. He brings home a first pitch that is swung on and flown to center field. Racing in is Johnson, still running the slide, not going to get it. Knapczyk will score. Rushing will stop at third. It's an RBI single for Huber, and the Braves pull a bit closer, 6-2.
Yeah, not what you would like. You would have liked that one to be a little bit closer to Johnson to make that grab, and made it quite an effort for that one, but unfortunately just couldn't get to it in time, and the Braves inch closer, now trailing by 4.
It was a good pitch by Adamiak as he jammed him. That one went off the handle a bit. But sometimes the ball just finds the green grass out there where nobody can get to it. That brings up Jump with 2 away. Jump on the night 0 for 2. That one can't find the zone. 1-0 the count. Jump, a late activation for the Braves as well. Now 1 for 16 on the year. Looking for his first RBI. That one is popped up. Mile high over towards the third base side. Romano and Mann converge on it. It's Luke Mann making the catch to end the inning. Marc Adamiak with 6 strong innings on the hill, just 2 runs allowed, 9 punch-outs, as he may have just thrown his last inning for the Harbor Hawks this season. But what an outing from the righty from Arkansas. He's pitched to give his team a 4-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the bottom of the 6th inning from McKeon Park, Austin DeCouta alongside Lincoln Revill as the Harbor Hawks come up to the plate, leading the Braves 6-2. It'll be Nick Romano followed by Zane Harris and Ryan Proto here. Romano 1 for 2 on the night with that 2-run home run back in the bottom of the 1st, which opened the scoring tonight. 6 runs on 4 hits for Hyannis, 2 runs on 3 hits for the Braves. Evan Webster still throwing in the bullpen, which may signal the end of the day for Marc Adamiak, who went 6 strong innings for the Harbor Hawks. Still on the mound for the Braves is Tyler Stewart. He's through 1 1/3 scoreless so far in relief of Kelsey Ward, the Braves starter. Count 2-0 to Romano.
Yeah, Adamiak on the mound was fantastic tonight for the Harbor Hawks once again. 6 full innings of pitching, only 3 hits given up, and just shy of 10 strikeouts on the night. He was absolutely lights out against the best team in the league, no doubt.
Romano pops that one up, drifting off to the backstop behind home plate. Rushing will give it a look as it clangs down in the bleachers and avoids any fans. It's 2-1.
That was almost dangerous. I think that was the first foul ball we've seen land in the scout section, or should we even consider it the scout section anymore, since there aren't really any scouts on the league anymore?
We only have a couple left on the Cape. None here tonight. We didn't see too many after the draft. A lot of scouts would find a couple of the players they wanted to follow around and do so. So there were a couple of nights. I know when Jonas Scalaro pitched for the Harbor Hawks, a lot of scouts had him on their eyes. The 2-1. Misses low, 3-1 the count. Stewart's fastball at 92 there. We saw it up to 95 earlier in his outing. He's thrown 19 pitches out of the bullpen. That was number 20. No action yet in the Braves bullpen. The 3-1 to Romano. Chopped on the ground down the third base line and foul. Count will go full at 3-2. A solid crowd remains here at McKeon Park. Once we get that attendance number, we will let you know. Should be one of the highest attended games this season for the Harbor Hawks, who are second in attendance in the Cape Cod Baseball League. They only trail Chatham, which seems to have a sellout crowd every night, even though there's no tickets to the games. There's not much room there.
No, definitely not. Standing room only, and even then, the standing room is packed.
That one's fouled off as well. Romano continues to battle.
Now, I will say, earlier on in the season, the Harbor Hawks did see one game. I can't remember who we were playing. It might have been Falmouth. But we saw one game where it was at over 3,000 people.
Lots of viewing room here at McKeon Park. Multiple sets of bleachers around the ballpark. I'd say this ballpark has probably the most bleachers in the league.
It might,
It's up there. I think Cotuit has the 2 massive sets. That one's popped foul again. Now, Cotuit's bleachers may seat more people, those 2 big ones. But I know we have more sections of bleachers all around the park. But I don't know. It'll be close because we have one pretty large section of bleachers as well.
Yeah. And I think we have more bleacher seating because, we have that big section over there. And then the other side at Cotuit, there's one side of seating that's pretty big, but the visiting side down the first base side is a lot smaller.
The 3-2 once again from Stewart. Another breaking ball that Romano skies to center field. Under it is Costello. He'll make the grab for out number 1.
Another hard hit fly ball there from Romano. For the second, we heard some oohs and ahs from the crowd. That one was hit well off the bat, but unfortunately it was just a bit too high, and Costello was able to make the grab.
That'll bring up Zane Harris with 1 away. Harris comes up to the plate 0 for 1 on the night, but he did reach base after being hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Of course, the Firebirds ballpark, Eldridge Park, only one small set of bleachers there, as there's lots of room on the hill for fans to sit. Chatham has the bleacher room behind home plate. Some down the line, they'd be close to us in the amount of bleacher room they have.
Falmouth also with a lot of bleacher room. Of course, they have those old football bleachers down the first base side.
They probably have more than if you factor in all those ones. They don't usually get occupied too much all the way down because there's so much of them. The 0-1. Cut on and missed, 0-2.
Yeah, you see so much bleacher down that first base side. The football bleachers really start at the dugout almost and then just go all the way down the fence. There's just so much there. I think you'll rarely see it full or close to full.
Count 0-2 to Zane Harris. We've had the chance, Lincoln, to go to all the ballparks this summer.
I got a mini bat from all 10 ballparks.
You did.
Fantastic. I brought my total number of bats from this summer is at 12 right now.
That one's 1 and 2. You have 12 from this year?
12 bats.
Where did you get a Red Sox one, you said?
Yeah, I got a Red Sox one. I have 2 Harbor Hawks ones. I got one from this year, and then I also found one actually in the back here that was from about 2013 or so.
You got a vintage one.
Yeah, exactly. From the old McKeon, and a picture of the old McKeon Park with the old scoreboard back there.
The 1-2 to Harris is foul tipped, hung on to by the catcher, rushing as Harris goes down on strikes for out number 2. I can't say that I've collected anything from the ballparks. I have a couple of programs here and there. I kind of wish I had got something for every park, but we'll see. There's always next year.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Going into my junior year at Dean College, so got some time left. I'll be back here with the Harbor Hawks next summer. Ryan Proto at the plate. That first pitch misses outside, 1-0.
Yeah, I'm not sure what my future is going to look like right now. Of course, I'll be graduating in December from North Texas. So I've been applying to some jobs, but the option to come back is always there for me if nothing else works out. I would like to come back here, but I feel like I need to start making some money in the real world.
The 1-0 to Proto. That one's lined to center field. Racing out his Knapczyk. He won't get there. It's over his leaping glove, and Ryan Proto reaches base on the base hit. Good piece of hitting by the Barnstable native, Ryan Proto.
Yeah, perfectly placed ball there from Proto. It was dropped just past the glove of Knapczyk and in front of Costello for a good base hit with 2 away.
That'll bring up Mitch Hardigan. Hardigan tonight, 0 for 2. Did reach base on a fielder's choice. Came home to score on the Trent Taylor 2-run home run. Proto over at first, has good speed for a catcher. Stewart on the mound looking to get through this inning as Hardigan lines it foul out of play.
Now, of course, we know Hardigan already reached base once in Austin. With Proto reaching base on the single, 8 of the 9 Harbor Hawks in the starting lineup have all reached base at least once. The one person that hasn't yet is Luke Mann, who did something that arguably is better than reaching base. He brought in a run on that sac fly.
Well, Hardigan hasn't reached base safely yet.
Not safely, no. Yeah, he reached on a fielder's choice.
And Johnson hasn't reached base safely, unfortunately, but they've reached base, just not safely.
Yeah, both on fielder's choices there.
Count 0-1 to Mitch Hardigan.
Now both Hardigan and Johnson after those.
Well, there's one for Hardigan as he singles to center field. Runners on first and second now, so Mitch Hardigan has reached base safely on that base hit.
Yeah, I was about to say both Johnson and Hardigan, and with those fielder's choices, have both reached home. So they're 2 of the 6 runs for the Harbor Hawks, but now Hardigan, of course, with a single, so he's reached base safely now.
Trent Taylor coming to the plate, which is going to prompt a mound visit for the Braves. Of course, Taylor, in his last at-bat, with a 2-run home run, and it was a very, very well-hit ball to left field. It got off the bat in a hurry.
Yeah, that one from Taylor happening whenever our director of broadcast, Harrison Meyers, was on here with us, and that one got out of here in quite a hurry. As soon as it left the bat, you knew it was gone.
The first homer of the year for Taylor, the first as well for Nick Romano. Kyle Ball, Mason Greer, and Ryan Proto searching for their first home runs. They still have some time to get theirs. All other Harbor Hawks with the homer. Taylor back at the plate. He spent part of this summer with Nick Romano out in Pittsfield in the FCBL with the Pittsfield Suns. After concluding their time there, they came down here to the Cape Cod Baseball League, made the trip, and Nick Romano joining twin brother Ryan for the rest of the summer, and Trent Taylor, good friends of the Romano twins. Runners on first and second, 2 away. Big spot here for Stewart on the hill as Taylor swings at the first pitch and flies it to center field. Racing out his nap check, he's going to make the call and the catch as a shortstop went a long way to grab that one to end the inning. So the Harbor Hawks strand 2, but they still hold a 6-2 lead as we head to the 7th. Back here for the top of the 7th inning. Before we begin, a quick word from our sponsor, Milton Cat. For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Round of applause.
Marc
round of
Adamiak
applause.
back on the hill now for his 7th inning of work. Adamiak has been sensational for Hyannis tonight. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 9 punch-outs. Season high in innings pitched and punch outs for the right-hander from Arkansas.
Hoping for strikeout number 10 here. Be quite an achievement to reach those double-digit Ks.
82 pitches coming into the inning for Adamiak. He'll have to do battle with Jarvis, Agnos, and Goodwin, 6, 7, 8. Logan Jarvis is 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of punch-outs, as the right-hander Adamiak toes the rubber to begin the 7th. Adamiak with 53 strikes, 29 balls tonight. Make up that 82 total pitches. As him and Proto will chat at the mound for a moment to get on the same page before we begin the 7th.
Now Adamiak, with his 9 strikeouts tonight, has now gone to second on the Harbor Hawks team in strikeouts with, what is that, 15 plus 9, 24? 24 strikeouts?
Yes, it is.
Cooper McKeon, of course, with a commanding lead with 36.
Cooper McKeon was sensational all season. We might see him again. He strikes everybody out. First pitch of the inning is popped foul, lined off the netting. First time a Harbor Hawks starting pitcher has entered the 7th inning this season. As Adamiak comes out here and looks to continue to work his way through the Braves lineup, as Piers Evan Webster is still throwing in the Harbor Hawks bullpen.
Now, I think this season, around the teams that we've played, I think I've only seen one pitcher go 7 innings in the league. I can't remember who that was.
Tough to do, especially at this level. A lot of guys are still working on stuff this summer, getting their new pitches into play. As Adrian Saravo mentioned, he had worked on that splitter all year, and this is a time where he's been throwing it a lot. The 1-1 from Adamiak is fouled off, 1-2. So a lot of guys will be not wasting some pitches, Lincoln, but working on pitches that might not be strikes often. You know, some guys are trying things out on the mound, exploring some options, and might lead to higher pitch count. Count is 1-2 to Jarvis. A beautiful night, Lincoln. A tremendous way to end the season at McKeon Park. Of course, not the last game of the year, but the last home game. Couldn't ask for more perfect weather, I'd say. No wind, and just a great night.
Yeah,
the 1-2. This is 2-2.
No wind, a pretty cloudy day, actually, as there are clouds all over the field tonight, and the sky, I should say. Wind, the temperature is 72 degrees. Very nice day. Wind out of the south at 7 miles an hour, although we don't see that here. Everything is limp. The trees, the flag, everything.
Adamiak steps off as he and Proto look to get on the same page here. Webster continues to throw in the Harbor Hawk bullpen. 2-2 the count. Adamiak looking for strikeout number 10. The windup and the pitch. That fastball. Jarvis here. It might be the last batter he faces. We will see.
Jarvis has gone down with 2 strikeouts already. He'd be the perfect guy to get that 10th strikeout on.
The 3-2 from Adamiak. He got him. Marc Adamiak, strikeout number 10, as his sensational night continues for the Harbor Hawks.
Fantastic. Tip of the hat to Marc Adamiak. Double-digit strikeouts, and he's just on fire tonight.
Zach Agnos now at the plate. He has 2 strikeouts on the line. So Adamiak looking to get Agnos again and looking to get the second out of the top of the 7th inning. And Lincoln, I think Adamiak against right-handed pitchers has been extra dominant in comparison to lefties. You know, Rushing had a hit off of him. Rushing also reached base on a walk. But against right-handers, that slider is nearly unhittable.
Yeah, we've seen multiple Braves from the right-handed side go down swinging due to that nasty slider that Adamiak has. And it's really taken a toll on the game throughout the game, really, to both hitters from the right and left-handed sides.
0-1 the count. That can't find the zone. Count will even at 1-1. Agnos has good power from the right-handed batter's box. 3 homers on the year in addition to 9 runs batted in. We've seen him before as the Harbor Hawks doing battle tonight for the 6th and final time against the Bourne Braves. The 1-1.
Ooh.
Misses. 2-1.
That didn't miss by much. Just a bit.
Agnos' brother Jake was a 4th-round pick of the Yankees. So some good baseball talent in the Agnos family. The 2-1 comes inside, 3-1. Adamiak not missing by much. Just the 2 runs allowed by the Arkansas righty tonight on just 3 hits. The 3-1 from Adamiak on its way. Swing and a miss, 3-2, 92 on the fastball.
Both at-bats so far this inning have gone to that full count. And I think you're right, Austin. If he does end up with a walk in this inning, I think that will be the last we'll see of Adamiak. So let's hope this pitch goes the right way.
The 3-2 from Adamiak. He got him again. Marc Adamiak is untouchable. Strikeout number 11 on the ball game.
Jarvis and Agnos now both 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, and sadly, that is the last we will see from Marc Adamiak, but an outstanding night from him.
Coach Calhoun coming to the mound.
It may not be the end. I don't know. He hasn't given the motion yet.
He may just see if Adamiak can
please keep him in.
finish.
I won't say this much, but please keep him in. Let him finish the inning. Let him go. Let him go. He's doing great.
Chanting.
I am. I'm chanting. I want him to keep going. Get 7. Make him get 7.
94 pitches for Adamiak.
The most we've seen out of a Harbor Hawks pitcher this season so far.
And Coach Calhoun will return to the dugout as they're going to leave Marc Adamiak in the ballgame for at least another batter.
Come on, Marc. Get another one. Let's go. Finish the 7th. Let's do it.
Lincoln is very excited for Marc Adamiak.
I'm very excited. Oh, literally.
As Goodwin digs in for the 3rd time tonight. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Back-to-back punch-outs to start the top of the 7th. Breaking ball, called strike, 0-1. 76 by Adamiak as he slows it down, finds the zone.
Now, Austin, just look at the sunset now out in center field. Just that pink going against the dark blue. A
perfect
beautiful
backdrop.
setting. Beautiful setting.
The 0-1. Hit on the ground in between short and third, a base hit. The 4th hit of the night allowed by Adamiak, and that's going to bring Calhoun back to the mound, and that will end Marc Adamiak's night on the rubber. But a sensational outing from Marc Adamiak, and if you're going to go out, that's the way to do it for Adamiak. His final time on the rubber will receive a standing ovation here at McKeon Park as he finishes his line 6 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs. He's responsible for the runner at first base, 2 walks, and 11 punch-outs as Adamiak gives way to Evan Webster for a standing ovation.
Absolutely remarkable. What a way to finish your season, and a tip of the hat to Marc Adamiak for an outstanding 2021 season.
A guy who came into the year as a reliever, comes in, transitions to a starter after a lot of the guys left the team, and just does a phenomenal job all night long. 96 pitches for Adamiak. As mentioned, the 11 punch-outs, 4 hits through 6 2/3. Evan Webster will take over for Adamiak as he looks to get the final out of the top of the 7th when we return on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Evan Webster now on the mound for Hyannis in relief of Marc Adamiak, who finishes his night with 6 2/3 on the ledger. Webster looking to get the final out here of the top of the 7th. We'll start off the at-bat to Costello with the strike, 0-1. Lincoln, what a night for Marc Adamiak, and what a final start for the right-hander, and caps off a sensational run he had at the end of the year.
Yeah, he started out as a reliever this season, moved to starter, and really he just fit in nicely at that starting spot.
Fly ball, shallow center, racing in is Johnson. He'll make the catch on the run to end the inning. The Harbor Hawks maintain a 6-2 lead as Webster gets the final out of the top of the 7th. 7th inning stretch from McKeon Park. We'll be back on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Back here for the bottom of the 7th, Hyannis coming to the plate as Ryan Romano will lead us off. Some defensive changes for the Braves and a pitching change as Max Anderson, who started the game at first base, was on the mound as that one's lined to second for out number 1. So the designated hitter, Huber, goes over to first, and Anderson goes over to pitch. Lincoln, the first time they've seen Anderson on the mound this year. So the Braves will lose the DH spot as Anderson now on the mound. He can hit as well. So
now for his first outing of the season, not a bad start. 1 pitch and 1 line out there from Romano over to Agnos at second.
That'll bring up Clark Elliott. Breaking ball misses 1-0.
Now pitching for Bourne, number 30, Ben Huber.
Elliott, of course, has reached base 3 times with 2 singles on his line. Complete opposite of what happened last night, where it went 0 for 3.
That's actually,
or 0 for 4.
Is it Ben Huber on the mound?
Is it?
So we got the wrong. We'll have to double check with the scorekeeper. The umpire had told us that it was the first baseman going to pitch. Instead, it was Huber going to pitch. So Ben Huber on the mound. Our apologies. A little bit different than what we were given, but it's Huber on the mound. The 3-0. Elliott draws a 4-pitch walk. He'll reach base.
The center fielder from Kansas State, 6, Dom Johnson.
Yep, Elliott reaching for now his 4th time of the game tonight. His 2nd walk in a row. He's got 2 singles and now 2 walks. And a chance for the Harbor Hawks to add more runs as the top of their lineup continues as Dom Johnson is back. Johnson already has reached home once after that fielder's choice.
Dom Johnson, Lincoln, has been a consistent piece in the Harbor Hawks lineup, whether it's in left field, center field, right field. We've seen him in all three. Tonight in center with Elliott on first, the Harbor Hawks have a chance to add. Trying to get some runs here off Huber, the pitcher. The first pitching appearance on the year for Huber. Three-0 the count to Dom Johnson. The 3-0, can't find the zone, ball four. Back-to-back walks there issued by Huber. Now Johnson's on first. Elliott moves up 90 feet. He's on second.
Yeah, not just back-to-back walks, back-to-back 4-pitch walks. He's thrown 8 straight balls. And Luke Mann stepping up to the plate now. Hard red light up until you see that first pitch in the zone.
Huber has pitched before at Limestone. On his first time, he's towed the rubber. First pitch to Mann is outside for a ball, 1-0. That'll prompt a visit by the catcher, Dalton Rushing, to go have a discussion with Huber, and a mound visit coming from the Braves, as a pitching coach will also come to the mound. If you're just joining us, Austin DeCouta, Lincoln Revill in the broadcast booth overlooking McKeon Park, as the Harbor Hawks hold a 6-2 lead over the Bourne Braves. 6 runs on 6 hits, no errors for Hyannis in one of the cleanest games they've played this season. Marc Adamiak got the start. 6 2/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and the 11 punch-outs for the Harbor Hawks. The best pitching performance I think we've seen all season, Lincoln. We've had some good ones, but that's up there with the outings of Jonas Scalaro, Adrian Saraval. They've had a couple of scoreless outings, but what a night for Marc Adamiak.
Yeah, Adamiak closing out the night, closing out his season, I think, in the best way. He was absolutely unstoppable on the mound tonight, and just a great last outing from him.
Luke Mann at the plate for the Harbor Hawks, 0 for 2, but he has a sac fly RBI on the night. First. 1-1 the count after that pitch finds the zone. Mann looking to get a fastball off of Huber and do some damage. 1-1 the count. The pitch. In the dirt, 2-1.
Pink sky continuing to be here at McKeon Park, now moving out into left field. Just, again, a beautiful scene here from McKeon Park.
2-1 to Mann is fouled off as the bat goes flying, and ducking away is the manager, Gary Calhoun. That'll wake you up a bit down in the first base coach's box.
Calhoun got on his horse to get out of the way of that one.
You got it.
See if it broke. I'm not sure if it did.
I don't think so. I think you just kind of ran out of pine tar on that one.
Something came popping off of it, but it may have just been some dirt from the ground that kicked up. That seems okay. 2-2 the count to Mann. The umpire is going to have him do a recovering mission. Something is on the ground over there. There is action in the Braves bullpen as well. Right-hander getting loose. 2-2 the count.
Getting loose is going to be Eric Adler.
Mann fouls that one off. The count will hold at 2-2. Eric Adler, the Braves' typical closer, Lincoln, has been one of the best relievers in the Cape Cod Baseball League this season. I think Mann is going to either ask for some pine tar. Yes, that's what he's going to get. The bat boy will toss it over to him. Looks to get a better grip on that bat. Mann, as we mentioned during this broadcast, the team leader in home runs with 5 and tied for the Cape Cod League now in RBI with 15. Let's check in on Tyler Locklear and see if Locklear has done anything tonight. The 2-2 on its way from Huber as the lefty brings home a pitch as Mann fights it off ahead of that one at 86 miles an hour. The count will hold at 2-2.
Mann doing a good job of battling here at the plate, looking for his first time on safely tonight. Hope he can get it here. And with Johnson and Elliott on base, if he can find a gap, we might be looking at a 2-run RBI.
Huber comes set. The 2-2. Man pops it up. That ball was skied a mile as running over as Anderson. He lost it in the lights. Nobody sees it. It's going to drop. As there were 4 Bourne Braves with their hands up. Baseball.
Oh, man. Oh, the beautiful thing
knew
about baseball. Oh, my goodness. The entire infield ran up and just almost
Nobody knew.
Almost like a synchronized dance move. They all lifted their arms at the same time, and it just dropped in front of them.
There was not one person who knew where that ball went.
I hope
he hit it so high.
I hope there's someone that got a picture of that. All of them just holding their arms up, looking up at the sky. That was hilarious.
Look, man, a chance to do some damage after he gets another shot at it. The 2-2 misses 3-2. And that is the opposite of how the Braves season has gone, as they have been on the money all year. That one just lands harmlessly. You don't see that too often. Usually somebody has an idea of where it's going.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Nobody did. Not Rushing, not Huber. Back here as that'll end Huber's day on the mound, as the Braves are going to do a little bit of a switcheroo. Christian Knapczyk has ran out to the bullpen to grab a glove. We'll see if he's going to pitch. Not sure. Lots of movement all around the Braves infield. I'm not quite sure just yet who's going to be towing the rubber next.
We're going to have a lot of work to do in this break whenever we come up with a pitching change.
And there'll be a pitching change. We're not exactly sure who will be coming to the rubber next. I mean, there's Braves moving all over the infield. And we'll take a break and sort out the pitching change and the defensive changes as the manager of the Braves, Shapiro, heads back to his dugout. We'll head to break. We'll be back in a moment on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. All right, so some defensive changes and a pitching change for the Bourne Braves. Austin DeCouta, Lincoln Revill here with you in the broadcast booth. Tanner Scoble comes in for Huber. Scoble goes to second base, which brings Zach Agnos to the mound. Nick Romano at the plate with the bases loaded as that one registered at 93 miles an hour.
Wow. Position player with an arm. I like it.
A couple of these Braves have pitched in games before. As we mentioned, Huber had pitched in a collegiate game before. We'll find out if Agnos has. He has not made an appearance on the mound for the Braves this Cape Cod season. As that breaking ball finds the zone, he's looking good. 0-2. Nice breaking ball, and it's a tough situation to come into. As Agnos has pitched a little bit this season.
He has 4 in the 3rd innings for the East Carolina Pirates. He allowed 5 hits, 6 runs.
Ground ball to second. That's off the glove of Scoble. Elliott's going to score. Here comes Johnson from second, as 2 runs will come home for Hyannis. 8-2. The Harbor Hawks continue to add to their lead. 2 runs on the error.
Now this, I have to say, this is a Braves team that we haven't seen this season. You know, they're only 4 hits, 2 errors so far, and the Harbor Hawks with a 6-run lead here in the 7th.
Zane Harris looking to add on as he'll step to the plate to face Agnos. The first time Harris sees Agnos as Agnos just entered the ball game. Harris 0 for 2. He reached base on a hit by pitch. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Agnos with a good fastball. Saw it at 93 and a breaking ball around 83 with some good movement. Wonder if he'll head back to ECU and pitch some more. Count 1-0. The pitch from Agnos to Harris is skied to left field. Pretty well struck. Back on it is good when he makes the catch. Luke Mann will tag and head home. A sacrifice RBI for Zane Harris.
Hey, Harris bringing in the run any way he can. Like what I'm seeing from him. He's had a good night tonight, and the Harbor Hawks once again now leading by 7 here against the Braves.
Sac fly for Harris, drives in a run to make it 9-2.
Now Agnos on the mound, as we mentioned, from East Carolina, intended as a business management major. His brother Jake Agnos was a 3-year letter winner at East Carolina, also a baseball player who was named to 6 All-America squads in 2019. Quite an accomplished sibling of Zach.
You mentioned one of the brothers. It was Jake who was drafted to the Yankees.
His brother Jake is actually the single-season strikeout record holder for ECU with 145 strikeouts during the 2019 season.
The 1-1. Called strike 1 and 2 to Ryan Proto. 1-2, 2 away runners just left on first. It's Nick Romano after 3 runs have come home this inning. A packed crowd here at the ballpark tonight, and we have the official attendance number, but you're going to have to wait till next inning to find out, Lincoln, as that one is foul tipped and hung on to by Rushing as Proto goes down on strikes to end the 7th. The Harbor Hawks strike for 3. We'll be back for the 8th on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. Yeah, 2 runs. Back here now for the top of the 8th. Evan Webster back on the mound. As we'll be back to the top of the Braves order. Knapcheck, Anderson, Rushing, due up. Austin, DeCouta, Lincoln, Revill in the booth. Webster came on and got the final out of the top of the 7th a long time ago as Knapcheck tries to drop a bunt, but it goes foul, 0-1. All right, Lincoln, we have the attendance.
Now
Oh, boy.
let's take a guess. You can go ahead and give your guess for what the attendance is. We have a little friendly wager on it.
Yeah, we do. I'm hoping that it's around the 2,400 mark, so 2,438.
A little bit off. It's 3,308.
Oh, my goodness. Holy cow. That was way off.
A packed night at the ballpark as that one misses 1-1.
That's our highest attendance, is it not?
We had one more over 3. I don't know where it was.
But I think it was like 31. I think it was somewhere around the 31 range.
The fans have poured into McKeon Park for the home finale of the year as that breaking ball finds the zone 1-2 to Knapczyk. Christian Knapczyk 1 for 3 tonight at the plate. A single, a run scored, a stolen base, and an RBI.
That's
a little bit of everything.
That's another reason that I shouldn't be doing predictions at all. I shouldn't be doing anything that has to do with thinking. Oh, unlucky for me.
Top of the 8th, the Harbor Hawks lead the first place Braves 9-2. 2-2 is cut on and missed. Webster fans Knapczyk for out number 1.
Fantastic start to this 8th inning for Webster, striking out Knapczyk, and he just keeps on rolling.
Webster's retired. The first 2 batters he's faced will look to make it 3 in a row. As Anderson will come to the plate. He swings out the first pitch he sees and skies it to deep right field. Back on it is Elliott. A few feet in front of the warning track. Makes the grab for out number 2. 1 pitch, 1 out there to Anderson. And now there's 2 away in this top of the 8th.
For a second, when Elliott was coming back to make that grab, he kind of started going back towards the fence, and I really thought that was going to be a home run. But fortunately, he started moving laterally with a couple steps to make it to the warning track, and he ended up making that grab for out number 2.
Dalton rushing back to the dish now. He's 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. First pitch finds the zone, 0-1. Evan Webster looking to pitch a clean 8th here as he winds up and fires a fastball line straight back, 0-2. And the crowd still remains a pretty good size here at Lincoln. Nobody's really filed out.
Yeah, it hasn't. Everybody's looking to see the Harbor Hawks hopefully upset the first place team.
The 1-2 on its way from Webster. Fastball just misses 2-2. Webster's worked some long relief roles for the Harbor Hawks as he's bridged from a starting pitcher going only a couple to later in the ball game. The 2-2 hit back up the middle. That's going to be into center field for a base hit. The second hit of the night for Dalton Rushing, the 3rd time that he has reached base safely.
Yeah, Dalton Rushing showing why he's a former Cape League Player of the Week just a couple of weeks ago, reaching base, as you mentioned, 3 times. He's 2 for 3 on the night so far, and he's just had a great night tonight.
The second baseman, number 27, Tanner Scoble.
Tanner Scoble now at the dish for his first appearance at the plate tonight as he came on to replace Huber. 2 away, rushing on first. First pitch to Scoble, down the middle, called strike, 0-1. Harbor Hawks lead at 9-2. As a ball has skipped in from the Braves bullpen behind home, so time is called. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1 the count.
Now, as we mentioned earlier on in tonight's game, tomorrow's game will be in Wareham. That'll be an audio-only broadcast. Be sure to tune into that one here once again on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
The 1-1 fouled off. That's going to hit Proto. His count moves to 1-2. Proto taking a second to regroup behind the dish. And as Ryan Proto regroups here, we're going to go to break here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Back here, the count 1-2 is Ryan Proto is okay. He's back behind the dish. The 1-2 pitch. Did he go around? Yes, he did. So now a drop third strike. Proto's going to have to hurry. The throw to first is in time. Good recovery by Ryan Proto as they clean it up. Throw to first to end the inning. Before we head to the bottom half of the 8th, we're going to toss it on down to our sideline reporter, Taylor Farmer.
Thanks, guys. The bats have been impressive tonight. Nick Romano with a 2-run homer and then Trent Taylor with a 2-run homer. But 4 other Harbor Hawk players have been swinging the bat incredibly well here at home. Dominic Johnson on an 8-game at-home hitting streak, along with Kyle Ball, Zane Harris, and Clark Elliott on a 7-game at-home hitting streak. These 4 players are in the top 7 in this category in the league. Just impressive hitting overall by the Harbor Hawks this season. Austin and Lincoln, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Taylor. The Hawks offense continues to hit the ball well tonight as they have posted 9 runs. As we'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning, we'll be back in a moment on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. New pitcher on the mound to start the bottom of the 8th for Bourne. It's the right-hander Eric Adler. And Lincoln, he's been the best closer in the Cape League pretty much unarguably. I mean, he's only allowed 1 run across 14 2/3 innings pitched this season. Just 5 hits, 5 walks, and he struck out 28.
Yeah, Adler's been very solid for the Braves in that closing spot. Looking to see another good outing from him here.
He looked to get some work in. The last time he pitched was July 31st, so he's been sitting for a couple of days. Mitch Hardigan will lead us off as he fans out that one, 0-1. Hardigan, Taylor, Romano due up here for the Harbor Hawks, 7, 8, 9.
Now, Austin, can you believe it's already the 3rd day of August?
Time flies.
Yeah, it does.
That one skied to left field. Back on it is Goodwin. He'll put the glove up and make the catch, and there's one away. This season has gone by incredibly quick.
Yeah, it has.
Seems like just yesterday was game 1 here at McKeon Park.
Yeah, it started out slow whenever I first got here because I got here a couple of weeks before the season started, and those couple of weeks were a little slow, but once the season started, it just went by in a snap.
It's been a busy season on Cape Cod.
Games 6 days a week. I'm sure all the players are exhausted as they've played, like I said, 6 days a week, 40 games in just 6 weeks.
1 away now in the bottom of the 8th. Trent Taylor back at the dish. He has a 2-run home run tonight, which makes him 1 for 3. 0-1 the count. Eric Adler from Wake Forest comes to the Cape from Melbourne, Florida. The 0-1 to Taylor. Fouled off, 0-2. Solid crowd remains here at McKeon Park as they look to watch the Harbor Hawks cap off a win. The 0-2. Pitch from Adler. Misses low. 1-2. That's a good pitch there to Taylor. A lot of guys will chase that one down in the zone, but not Taylor. 1-2.
Now it's a borderline strike. You'll see that with some umpires. You won't see it with others. It really just depends on the umpire. Of course, this one, of course, called it a strike.
The 1-2 fouled off. And the Braves had a couple of position players come in to pitch tonight. Guys who have pitched before at college in Huber and Agnos. They had Reggie Crawford from UConn earlier in the season. Crawford hit 101 on the radar gun. Also, a guy with a lot of power at the plate before he left to Team USA. Crawford will definitely be an MLB draft pick down the line. Only imagine what the Braves record would be if he was still on the roster. The 1-2 cut on and missed as Taylor goes down on strikes for out number 2.
Taylor's first strikeout of the night, and Adler's first strikeout of the night as well. He's been very effective, 2 up, 2 down so far. Only 1 ball thrown so far.
Here comes Ryan Romano, who was 0 for 2. He did reach on a hit by pitch and score a run. That happened back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Romano at shortstop tonight for the Harbor Hawks. We've seen him at short, second, and third. He looks to try to crack Eric Adler, who's, as mentioned, only allowed 10 base runners in 14 2/3 innings pitched, while striking out 28. Trent Taylor becomes victim number 29.
And how many innings pitched you say? You said 10?
What's that?
How many innings pitched does he have?
14 2/3.
29 strikeouts in 14 2/3 innings. That's fantastic stuff.
Well, now 15 and a third.
Yeah. But still, that's fantastic stuff.
Only the 1 run allowed. That was against Orleans on July 23rd. He picked up the win. He's 2-0. Also has 7 saves. The 1-1 to Romano. Thought about going around, but held up 2-1. Now, we saw Adler 3 times before. 4th time Hyannis does battle. He did allow 2 hits on opening night to the Harbor Hawks, as he picked up his first save of the year. He also struck out 3. We saw him on July 12th. He picked up a save in that ball game. Did not allow a hit, walk, or run while striking out 2. And we saw him on the 14th, where he picked up the win. That one gets way away from rushing.
Yeah, barely missing on the outside part of the plate.
And in that final appearance against Hyannis on the 14th, he threw a perfect inning while striking out 2. So it's been a tough reliever to get to. 3 previous innings against the Harbor Hawks, just the 2 hits. And 7 strikeouts. Tonight he's been solid as well. 3-1 the count to Ryan Romano. Adler comes set in that funky windup, I guess you could say. 3-1. Misses. Ball 4. As the Harbor Hawks draw a walk against one of the toughest closers in the league, puts Ryan Romano on first with 2 away.
Yeah, good stuff from Romano, battling back and reaching base safely for the 2nd time tonight. He's reached base on 2 free bases tonight.
Clark Elliott back at the dish. He's had quite the night at the plate. 2 for 2 with 2 singles And he's walked twice as well, so he's reached base safely in all 4 plate appearances tonight. Adler, long pause with Romano on first. That pitch in the dirt, ball 1. The Braves looking to get Adler some work in here, Lincoln, at the end of the year. They're hoping he doesn't have to throw too many more pitches.
Yeah, definitely not. You want to save Adler definitely for that playoff run that the Braves are trying to make, and you don't want him to throw too much here.
They will host DeCouta in the first round of the playoffs. The 1-0. Elliott fouls that one off towards the parking lot. 1-1.
Heads up has been announced.
Oh, good.
It's another thing I'm going to miss from McKeon Park. Now whenever I'm walking by a baseball game and if I don't hear a heads up, I'm not going to see it coming. You know, it's just not going to be the same.
The 1-1 from Adler on its way. That misses low, 2-1. Intern appreciation night here at the ballpark. We appreciate all of our fellow interns who help make our broadcast job a bit easier, from our scoreboard operator, George Hood, to our writers who provide some feedback for us, our game day operations guys who can run to the dugout in a flash if there's a new pitcher on the mound that maybe not was on the roster, or whatever you may need. So we appreciate everybody here in Hyannis.
And even our scout liaison, Jack Curio, getting us rosters and stat sheets before every game.
One of the most important parts of this broadcast, Jack Curio, getting us set every game. You got rosters, stat sheets on our table here. Count 3-1. Elliott half-heartedly goes around 3-2. And, of course, a thank you to our fellow broadcast interns, Lincoln, Matt Noah, our producer, Taylor Farmer, our sideline reporter, and, well, Harrison's not really an intern, but,
yeah,
I mean, a big thank you to our our director of broadcasting, Harrison Meyers, for making this all possible this season.
No, I guess technically he could be considered kind of an intern. Harrison, of course, going back to get his master's here in a little bit, so best of luck to him in his journey for his master's degree.
Romano will be off on the pitch, the 3-2 from Adler. Elliott lines that one to right center field. It's going to get down for extra bases. Romano's being waved around from first. Romano will score standing up, and the Harbor Hawks add a run. It's 10-2 as they have scored a run off one of the best closers in Cape Cod.
Now, Elliott got that one off in a hurry. He said, "Get off me, ball." And he sent that one on a line into the right center field gap, and a beautiful hit there here in the bottom of the 8th.
Elliott moves to 3 for 3 on the night and has now reached base safely in all 5 plate appearances tonight. And just the second earned run allowed this season by Eric Adler.
Wow.
And the Harbor Hawks responsible for one of those 2. The Braves are hopeful that Adler could work a quick inning and get some work in a game before they head off to the playoffs later in the week, but the Harbor Hawks doing everything they can to make him work for it. 2 away brings up Dom Johnson. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it off, 0-1.
Now, Adler did work pretty fast. He threw 5 pitches and got 2 outs quickly here in the 8th, and since then we had a walk and then that double from Elliott. So turning into a little bit of a longer inning than I'm sure Adler and the rest of the Braves would have liked.
Count is 0-1 to Dom Johnson. Johnson 0 for 3, but he has scored 2 runs. He also reached on a walk, the 0-1. Outside, 1-1 the count. This ball game about 2 hours and 40 minutes old. We breezed through most of the ball game, Lincoln. This inning's taken a little bit longer. The bottom of the 7th took a little longer as well, but we're not complaining.
Yeah, definitely not. Nothing's going to beat last night's game. 2 hours and 20 minutes from Brewster.
We're home for a normal dinner time.
Uh-huh.
The 1-1 from Adler. Cut on and missed, 1-2 the count.
Yeah, they clean house. But honestly, they got what they did for Kimber was they got a Badger guy.
Adler comes set, 1-2 the count to Johnson. From the stretch, the pitch. Tries to shoot the outside corner, but missed a bit. 2-2 the count. 2-2, 2 away, Lincoln.
Should I go for the hat one last time?
Why not?
One last time for
Lincoln's
good measure.
Bring the good luck hat out
Let's
of
do it.
retirement. It's a tradition down in Texas that on a 2-2 count with 2 away, that you shake your lucky hat. It's supposed to bring good luck to your home team or the team that you work for.
Basically bringing it back for a one-day contract, you might say.
All right, let's see if it works here. The 2-2 to Dom Johnson with 2 away. The pitch from Adler. Breaking ball fouled off, so
Keep
the
it
hat
on.
will get
Keep it
another
going.
go.
Keep it going. We got all the hats in the press box shaking tonight. Come on, George, get that hat off. Get that hat off. Let's all do it. Let's go. Got 1, 2, 3, 5 hats going on, and some glasses from our official scorekeeper. Big shout out to Jack. Not Jack. Zach. That is.
2-2, 2 away. Adler comes set the pitch. Did Johnson go? They will say no, he didn't. No, he did not. So Johnson gets to first base anyways.
just for the heck of it. Why not?
Well, I mean,
why not?
That's a good play on Johnson's part, because if they say you do go, you can't stand around home plate waiting for them to decide. So might as well just take off and get there.
Yeah, we saw Huber do that to end the top of the 8th, actually. He stood there and waited for the call and then started, which gave Proto time to get the ball and throw it on to first and beat him out by a step.
He gets his haircut. I did a package on the night. He cuts his hair at Georgia. He went to high school with.
Full count, 2 away. Clark Elliott on third as he advanced on that pitch. Adler comes set. The 3-2. Breaking ball, misses. Ball 4. Dom Johnson works the walk. Elliott on third, Johnson on first. With Johnson's speed, I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to move up 90 feet over to second. But you don't want to take the bat out of Luke Mann's hands, that's for sure. 2 away.
Yeah, let's see what Luke Mann can do. He's looking for his first hit of the game. And what better time to get it than with runners on the corners and the 2 fastest runners on the team at that.
Garcia, the catcher, comes out in front of home. Gives some signs to the infield on what to do here. They will hold Johnson on it first as Adler comes set.
Oh my God. This is like, it's like we're
Cut on and missed, 0-1.
and all these boys they play.
As mentioned, the Harbor Hawks scoring a run off Adler. Only the 2nd earned run he's allowed all season long, and looking to be the first team to score multiple runs in a game off Adler. Runners on the corners here with 2 away. The 0-1. Mann gives that one a pretty good ride to deep left center field, racing back, nearing the wall, and making the grab in center is Costello for a loud out number 3, but the Hawks get one off the best closer in the Cape as they make it 10-2 as we head to the 9th.
Number 2900, John.
Back here now for the final frame from McKeon Park as Evan Webster remains on the mound. He's thrown 1 1/3, scoreless so far while striking out 2. Austin DeCouta, Lincoln Revill here with you from McKeon Park for the final time this season. will be on the road tomorrow at Spillane Field in Wareham for the final game of the year. The 0-1 misses, 1-1 the count. Jump back at the plate. As on the night, jump is 0 for 3. Looking to get on base here for the Braves. The 1-1 is fly ball. Left side of the infield, Romano going into shallow left where he puts his glove up and makes the catch for out number 1.
Good first out there for Webster, looking to complete this game tonight for the Harbor Hawks, and only 2 outs to get. Oh, and now, who better to start it off? Back-to-back players now for the second and third, both of them trying to escape the golden sombrero. I want a golden sombrero this season.
We'll see if Webster can make your dream come true, Lincoln.
Oh yeah, for the other team, of course. Yes.
Jarvis stands in as a first pitch is a called strike.
2 more, come on, baby. Golden sombrero, give me the sombrero, let's go.
Matthew Bischoff into catch for the Harbor Hawks this inning as he replaces Ryan Proto. That one skied to right field. Elliott moves under it, he makes the catch, 2 away.
Well, not the outcome I was hoping for, but they have another chance and a great out there. Fly out straight to Elliott for out number 2. 1 out to get.
They do not have another chance, unfortunately, as Colby Thomas comes to the plate to replace
No!
Agnos.
No! No!
Oh, Lincoln. You'll be all right. You'll be fine.
Darn it. I know. I'm live. I know. Y'all know my disappointment. I'm really disappointed.
Colby Thomas at the plate now with 2 away. Looking to extend the inning another batter, extend the game another batter for the Braves. The 1-0. Fouled off, 1-1. 1-1 to Thomas. When the Braves were here earlier in the season, Colby Thomas had a home run and a total of 5 RBI in the game. He drove in all 5 runs scored for the Braves that night.
I do remember that game.
He was on fire. The 1-1 on its way from Webster. Line drive, base hit. Thomas extends the game another batter as Hardigan runs that one down and will hold Thomas to just a single here with 2 away.
Very hard hit ball there from Thomas. He's 1 for 1 and showing just how big his bat has been against the Harbor Hawks.
I got 2 right now. I got 2 that I like right now. Tim Leroy and Ava.
And who was the second one?
And Max.
You guys listen to country at all? I also got countryside.
JD. Flappers on. Oh no. The scale's dropping.
A good one at the plate now. Owen won the count with a runner on first. Webster looking to finish off this game for the Harbor Hawks.
Austin, there are a couple of Harbor Hawks pitchers, it looks like, that are getting a different view than the bullpen. They're out there in the left center gap. It's Austin Wallace. No, yeah, it's Austin Wallace and one other. I can't see who it is.
They're out there beyond the fence.
Getting a nice view of hopefully the last out.
1-1 the count. Webster looking to finish it off. Adamiak in line for the win. 1-1 in the dirt and blocked by Bischoff. Thomas will not advance. The 2-1. Ground ball to third. Luke Mann. Across the diamond to first is in time, and Hyannis has defeated the #1 seed Bourne Braves by a score of 10-2 in the final game of the year at McKeon Park as the Harbor Hawks pick up a very impressive win tonight.
A great way to cap off the home season, that is, as Harbor Hawks take a win in the final game. Oh, and fireworks. There we go.
So that's what Wallace was up to out there as we have fireworks. Austin Wallace sneaking some fireworks on the field for Hyannis as they pick up the win here at McKeon by a score of 10-2. Marc Adamiak was sensational tonight for the Hawks. 6 2/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts. The Harbor Hawks not done with their season just yet as they head to Wareham tomorrow for the final game of the year. But Lincoln, a terrific victory capped off by some fireworks here.
Yeah, it really was a terrific victory. Pitching was on point. Hitting was on point as well. A couple of home runs for the Harbor Hawks tonight. And overall, just a A-grade game for the Harbor Hawks tonight.
Fireworks have concluded here from McKeon Park, and the Harbor Hawks are in the win column against the Bourne Braves as a big win tonight. But that will wrap things up from McKeon Park for the final time, but not the final time Lincoln and I will be putting on the headsets this season, as we will see you tomorrow night from Spillane Field in Wareham. For our Director of Broadcasting, Harrison Meyers, our producer, Matt Noah, our sideline reporter, Taylor Farmer, and all of the interns from Hyannis, and my broadcast partner, Lincoln Revill, I'm Austin DeCouta saying good night, and the Hawks win.
God bless.